Have you ever told someone you were 5 minutes away while still sitting at home? Or said, "I'm fine," when you were absolutely not? Here's the truth. Every single one of us lies, and we do it more often than we think. But what if I told you lying isn't just a bad habit? It's built into the way our minds work. Lying isn't just something criminals or politicians do. It's something we all practice, every day. From children spinning stories to avoid punishment, to adults dodging awkward conversations with white lies. But why do we lie? What's going on inside our brains when we twist the truth? In this video, we'll explore the psychology of lying, the surprising types of lies, and the hidden reasons even you can't escape deception. And it all begins with something we don't like to admit. Think back to childhood. Remember the first time you lied? Maybe it was to protect a toy or to avoid punishment. That moment was more than just a fib. It was your brain learning the social power of deception. Because lying is, strangely enough, an act of connection. Children often lie not out of cruelty, but to win approval, affection, or simply avoid disappointing someone they love. And as we grow older, those small love lies never really disappear. We lie to spare feelings, to keep relationships smooth, and sometimes to protect the fragile bonds that hold us together. But if lying begins in love, it doesn't stay there for long. Here's where things get complicated. Psychologists have identified dozens of reasons we lie, and not all of them are innocent. Self-protection. I didn't break it. Image management. Of course, I've read that book. Avoiding consequences. The traffic was terrible. Gaining advantage. This deal is totally in your favor. But here's the twist. Lying is not always a conscious choice. The brain has built-in mechanisms like cognitive dissonance that allow us to bend the truth without feeling guilty. We convince ourselves the lie is for the greater good. I didn't tell her because it would hurt her feelings. I exaggerated because otherwise no one would listen. Feels noble, but deep down it's still deception. And socially, lying can be contagious. When one person in a group lies, others unconsciously adjust their own truth-telling to match. It's a silent epidemic, spreading in conversations, workplaces, and even families. But if lying is everywhere, how do we know when a lie has gone too far? This is where deception takes its darkest turn. Big lies, betrayals, fraud, manipulation tear apart trust, the very foundation of human connection. Take the famous story of Bernie Madoff, whose lies cost investors billions. Or closer to home, a partner hiding infidelity, a friend betraying a confidence. These aren't white lies. They are identity-shattering ruptures. And the psychology here is chilling. Studies show that when people lie repeatedly, their amygdala, the brain's guilt center, becomes desensitized. That means the more we lie, the easier it gets, and the less guilty we feel. In other words, lying can become a habit, rewiring the brain for deception. Worse still, research from behavioral psychology shows that we don't just lie to others, we lie to ourselves. We inflate our abilities. We downplay our mistakes. We tell ourselves, "I'll start tomorrow," knowing full well we won't. This self-deception may be the most dangerous lie of all, because it blinds us from growth. But here's the surprising part. Lying isn't always destructive. Not all lies are created equal. Some lies protect us. Some smooth over fragile social bonds. Imagine a world where everyone told the brutal truth 100 of the time. Relationships would collapse. Meetings would be chaos. Society would break. Psychologists call these pro-social lies, like telling your friend their new haircut looks great, even if you're not convinced. Or reassuring a nervous child, "It's going to be okay," even if you don't know for sure. The lesson isn't to never lie, but to recognize why we lie. Because when we understand the motives, fear, love, ambition, insecurity, we can start catching ourselves. We can choose honesty when it matters most, and compassion when the truth would only cause harm. And here's a practical takeaway. Next time you feel a lie forming on your lips, pause, ask yourself, am I protecting myself? Am I protecting someone else? Or am I simply avoiding discomfort? That single moment of reflection can transform the way you relate to truth and to others. So here's the paradox. Lying is both a poison and a medicine. Too much and trust dissolves. But sometimes, a carefully chosen lie can preserve love, peace, and even hope. The real wisdom lies not in never lying, but in knowing when the truth heals and when it wounds. Now that we've uncovered why we lie, the bigger question is, how do we spot lies in others? In our next video, we'll explore the subtle signs of deception, body language, micro-expressions, and verbal cues that reveal when someone isn't telling the truth. So stay tuned, because once you learn how to detect lies, you'll never look at conversations the same way again.